Another day, another story. The story's name is Love in Corona. A heart can be mad at anyone, anywhere, anytime. Therefore, nothing can be said about love from whom and when it will happen. What will be the end of it? Despite thousands of dangers, love will want its beloved. That is why it is said that love is blind. Therefore, there can also be love in Corona, which was deadly like loss of life. The virus has claimed millions of lives worldwide, leaving families and communities devastated. Physical and mental health impacts. Many individuals who have contracted the virus have experienced a range of physical symptoms, including fever, cough, shortness of breath, fatigue, and body aches. The virus has also taken a toll on mental health, with many people experiencing anxiety, depression, and other forms of psychological distress. Economic impacts. The pandemic has caused widespread job loss and financial insecurity, with many businesses closing and individuals struggling to make ends meet. Social isolation. Quarantine and social distancing measures have led to increased feelings of loneliness and social isolation, which can have negative effects on mental health and well-being. Education disruption. School closures and online learning have disrupted education for millions of students, creating challenges for families and educators alike. The strain on healthcare systems. The pandemic has put a strain on healthcare systems around the world, with healthcare workers facing unprecedented levels of stress and burnout. Stigmatization. The virus has led to the stigmatization of certain groups of people, including those who have contracted the virus and individuals from certain regions of the world. Once upon a time, amid the corona pandemic, there was a young couple named Maya and Alex. They met on a dating app during the early stages of the pandemic, when social distancing and quarantine measures were in full effect. Maya, a nurse, was working long hours at the hospital, and Alex, a software developer, was working from home. Despite the challenges of dating during a pandemic, they quickly hit it off and began talking every day. They bonded over their shared love of cooking, music, and movies. They would have virtual dates where they would cook the same meal together while on a video call or watch a movie simultaneously while texting each other their reactions. As the pandemic persisted, they longed to meet in person. They both knew it would be risky, but they couldn't resist the pull of their growing feelings for each other. They decided to take all necessary precautions, like wearing masks and practicing social distancing, and meet at a local park. When they finally met, it was like they had known each other for years. They talked and laughed for hours while sitting on a bench, watching the sunset over the city. They knew they had found something special, and their love only grew stronger from there. As the pandemic continued, Maya and Alex faced several challenges. There were times when they were both scared and anxious about the virus, and there were moments when they felt hopeless and overwhelmed by the news. Despite these challenges, they found comfort in each other. They would call or text each other, sharing their fears and supporting one another. They also made a point of keeping each other informed about the latest developments in the pandemic and the best ways to stay safe. One day, Maya fell ill with the virus. She was frightened and alone, but Alex refused to let her face it alone. He put on his mask and gloves and went to her apartment to take care of her. He brought her groceries and medicine, cooked her meals, and spent countless hours by her side, holding her hand and making her laugh. During her recovery, they both realized how much they needed each other. They knew they couldn't go through this pandemic alone, and they were grateful to have found each other. They made a vow to stick together no matter what happened. Eventually, Maya recovered from the virus, and they were able to meet in person again. It was a moment they had been waiting for, and it was even more special now that they had been through so much together. They hugged tightly and promised to never take their time together for granted again. When Maya tested positive for the coronavirus, she was filled with fear and uncertainty. She was scared of the unknown, and she didn't want to be alone. So she called Alex, who immediately sprang into action. Despite the risks, Alex knew he had to be there for Maya. He put on his mask and gloves, gathered all the necessary supplies, and made his way to Maya's apartment. When he arrived, he found Maya curled up on the couch, looking pale and exhausted. Without hesitation, Alex got to work. He cooked Maya soup and made sure she was drinking plenty of fluids. He set up a cozy spot for her on the couch, with pillows and blankets to keep her comfortable. He even set up a humidifier to help her breathe better. But Alex didn't just take care of Maya's physical needs. He also took care of her emotional well-being. He listened to her fears and worries, and he reassured her that everything was going to be okay. He kept her spirits up with jokes and stories, and he made her feel loved and supported every step of the way. As the days went by, Maya slowly began to recover. She still felt weak and tired, but she was grateful to have Alex by her side. They spent their days watching movies, reading books, and just being together. Eventually, Maya recovered from the virus, and Alex was able to breathe a sigh of relief. But even though the worst was over, their bond had only grown stronger. Maya knew that she could always count on Alex to be there for her, no matter what. And Alex knew that he had found someone truly special in Maya. Their experience with the coronavirus had brought them closer than ever before, and they knew that they would be there for each other through thick and thin, pandemic or not. As the pandemic continued, they found new ways to keep their love alive, like sending care packages to each other and having socially distant picnics. They even got creative with their dates, like having a virtual museum tour or taking a cooking class together over Zoom. Finally, after months of being apart, the pandemic began to ease, and they were able to safely see each other more frequently. They moved in together and built a life filled with love, laughter, and resilience. Maya and Alex's story is a testament to the power of love and connection during difficult times. Though the pandemic brought fear and uncertainty, they were able to find comfort and support in each other, and their love only grew stronger for it. Maya and Alex's love story is a reminder that even in the most challenging of times, love can still flourish. It just takes a little creativity, patience, and a whole lot of heart. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more stories.